everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Charles Hardcastle here from Joseph Barnes Wines in Saffron Walden, and as we speak, 'tis autumn. Keats' season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. 'Tis also the season of more hearty fare, more hearty food, robust stews and soups, game terrines, and the shooting season has just started as well, of course. So I thought that we would take the opportunity, with this in mind, to take a look at 3 autumnal wines to accompany some of these sort of more hearty dishes. So with that in mind, we've got a Cava from Spain, we've got a Pinot Grigio from northern Italy. I know, what am I doing tasting Pinot Grigio in autumn, but I'll come to that. And finally we've got Lussac Saint-Emilion from the right bank of Bordeaux. So let's start with the Cava first. Cava, as well, it doesn't take Einstein to work out that cava means caves in Spanish, and it refers to the time when the wine itself was kept in caves to mature. And most cava comes from the Penedès region of the east coast of Spain, and it's usually made, a good proper cava, to achieve its designation, proper cava has to be made by the méthode champenoise, whereby the secondary fermentation takes place in the bottle. And to distinguish their wine from the champagne, the makers of cava decided to call their wines officially cava in 1970. So it's been known as cava since 1970. But this is made in the méthode champenoise. This is made by an estate called Dominio de Tharsis, and they're based in a little village called Requena, which is just inland from Valencia on the east coast of Spain. And indeed this is made by, as you would expect, by the méthode champenoise. But interestingly, this has no dosage in it. So it has none of the sweetened wine added after the second fermentation. So we're expecting quite a dry sparkler here. So as we saw a moment ago, it's got a good vivacious mousse on it, a nice pale yellow in colour, nice clean with sort of green tinges to it, I guess. On the nose, well, yeah, on the nose we're getting these sort of apples and pears, a touch of quince. But also we're getting a bit of apricot. I'm picking up some apricot there. Bit of tropical fruit, sort of reasonably aromatic, floral, sparkling wine. This is made from predominantly, well, 80% Macabeo, basically. Macabeo is also AKA Viura, which is the white grape of Rioja, of course. Macabeo is Spanish in origin, but came to the Languedoc many years ago. But so this is Macabeo with 20% Chardonnay. So aromatic on the nose, on the palate. Yeah, these really nice sort of green fruits, nice gentle green fruits. Certainly getting a bit of pear there, that's for sure. Nice, great acidity, a nice breezy acidity on the side of my tongue. Really nice. And the finish is nice and ripe and round. Absolutely delicious. Great autumnal wine. This would be good with some of these nice autumnal dishes. Try a creamy butternut squash soup, maybe. Perhaps a shrimp fradiavolo with linguine with chili and tomatoes and capers. And I tell you what this is actually very good with, I speak from experience, is a nice chunk of brie cheese. So absolutely delicious, really nice stuff. Nice autumnal, ripe round, sort of cidery almost cava, delicious. Lovely. This costs $10.90, a very reasonable $10.99. I think, and it's 11.5% alcohol by volume, so really nice. So if you've got some creamy butternut squash soup, you're laughing. Right, onto the Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio, why am I recommending Pinot Grigio as an autumnal wine? Surely it's a dry, bright, refreshing summer glugger. Well, yeah, I guess it is. But what I wanted to do is I want you to put aside the horrible, bland, thin Pinot Grigio from the supermarkets and pay attention to this rather complex, slightly riper PG from the Dolomites. This is from the Dolomite Mountains, the foot of the Dolomites in northern Italy, in the Valle Adige, and it's made by a cooperative called Mezza Corona. Quite a big cooperative, they've got 1,500 members, and their distinctive pergola trellising runs from Lake Garda all the way up to the foot of the Dolomites. They make a range of wines, the Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay for instance, but they also make a lovely complex Pinot Grigio from the Valle dell'Adige, as I say. And this is proper Pinot Grigio, if you like. It's complex, it's slightly riper, it's slightly rounder. A good autumnal wine, in fact. So there are about 1,500 members in the Mezza Corona cooperative. So it's a big old organisation. So let's take a look at this. Again, a light straw yellow in colour, again with slight green tinges to it, I think. I don't know if you're picking that up. This is 100% Pinot Grigio, of course. On the nose, well, on the nose, yeah, we're getting plenty of lemons and limes, as you would expect, but we're also picking up some quite vegetal aromas, green peppers, certainly some green herbs, which is why this does make a good autumnal wine. Yeah, so I'm picking up some green herbs, a bit of rosemary perhaps, a bit of basil, but also we're certainly picking up these bell peppers, the green peppers, lovely. Yeah, on the palate. Well, on the palate, we have the dry, breezy acidity that you associate with Pinot Grigio, but at the same time there is a depth to this particular wine that you won't find in the supermarket plonk. It's nice, it's mineral, it's fairly complex. Again, we're getting these sort of slightly savoury, vegetal flavours. I'm certainly picking up a bit of the lemons and limes. I'm certainly picking up the green herbs, which is why this makes this such a good food wine. What we're going to have with this? Well, how about a roast pumpkin ravioli with some sage butter? What about some spaghetti with anchovies and walnuts, oregano sauce, wild mushroom risotto? Fantastic. Again, I speak from experience. Wild mushroom risotto, absolutely delicious. So yeah, really good. Yeah, really good. I like that very much. This costs £10.95, and it comes in at 12.5%, and it is pretty delicious stuff. Okay, it's £10.95. You'll throw your hands up in horror, but it is worth it. It is really, really good stuff, I have to say. Delicious, good autumnal wine there. Take my word for it. Okay, third wine. This is from this is a red wine from Lussac-Saint-Emilion, one of the satellites of the so-called Saint-Emilion satellites that include I can't remember them all. Parsac, Montagne Saint-Emilion, Sabre, and so on. But the Lussac-Saint-Emilion is one of what they call the right bank reds, on the right bank of the Garonne and Dordogne rivers, and this is from Chateau Claim, was owned by the Dubar family, who are from Bergerac, just outside to the east of Bordeaux. It's about the satellite Lussac-Saint-Emilion was based about 5 miles from Saint-Emilion, And Chateau Claymore, Claymore is apparently, it's a Scottish word, it's named after the big sword that apparently the Scottish Highlanders brandished when they invaded the region back in 1370. The sword was called Claymore, so hence the Scottish sounding name. Like all what they call right banks, this is Merlot dominated. It's actually 79, to be precise, 79% Merlot, 14% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 7%, that's what's 100, isn't it? 7% Malbec. And we're expecting a sort of plummy, spicy, Merlot dominated red here. So let's have a look at this. This is 2007, so it's got a bit of bottle age to it. So yeah, a nice sort of tawny red, light red on the rim. Nice colour, nice ruby red there. Delicious. On the nose, ooh, lovely. Really delicious, delightful nose of blackcurrant, cassis, candied blackcurrant, that sort of stuff. Again, plenty of plummy notes as you would expect. Slight spice, bit of white pepper. Lovely, really good nose. On the palate, lovely. Fairly full-bodied in texture. A nice, good acidity. Nice balanced tannins. This actually spends 18 months in oak barrels, and so, but the tannins are very balanced. They're well integrated, as they say. Again, nice, savoury, plummy, spicy flavours. Fantastic food wine. Good with beef, and with Christmas looming, you know, it might be good with turkey, rib of beef, as I say, goose, that sort of thing. But for our purposes, in autumn, this goes particularly well with my beloved braised oxtail in maybe in a red wine sauce. How about a game terrine studded with mushrooms and hazelnuts? Absolutely fabulous. Beef Wellington, maybe, that sort of thing. So really good. I like that very much. I think I might be taking this one home with me actually. This costs an amazing $13.99 for those of you out there who are thinking about their Christmas wines. This costs $13.99 and it's 13% ABV. And again, I think that's absolutely delicious. Really good stuff. So there we go. There's a Lussac Saint-Emilion. There's the Pinot Grigio. It can be an autumnal wine. And there's our nice, ripe, appley, cidery Cava from Valencia. So I hope this has jogged you into perhaps nipping out and bagging a bottle. It's certainly been very interesting for me to taste something slightly different. And to play us out tonight, we've got a bit of a treat. We have my son, there's a blatant nepotism here. We have my son, Alexander, who's going to play us out with his version of Wonderwall. Cheers, I'm taking this one home.
Gonna be the day that we're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow, that's what you got to do. I believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. That be the words on the street that you fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the that's what you've got to do. I believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that wind and winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I like to see. Don't know how, don't know how. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. Yeah.